他以11.2秒取得这个项目的第1名。Welcome to China.
This is Workers' Stadium in Peking. And NBC Sports World is here for World Invitational Track and Field from China. And this is an event that I've been looking forward to because today we will see history in the making. And joining me on the telecast, world-class long jumper, high jumper, and sprinter, but perhaps better known as a wide receiver for the Denver Broncos, Mike Hafner.
And Charlie, the reason for today's history, there are 9 countries competing, making it the first multinational event from China. Also, earlier in the week from the Great Wall, we had a history-making day as pole vaulter Tom Hintonhouse of the U.S. went for a record of his own, and Charlie was there.
You ready, Tom?
Yeah, another brick. I want to go for the wall record.
You got it. Hey, you made it. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Do you have your passport?
Oh.
Oh, of course you do.
Charlie, Tom Hintonhouse doesn't need his passport now. He's in Workers' Stadium warming up for a vault that counts. But first, there's action at the track.
The men's 100 meters. And here are the lane assignments for this multi-nation invitational track meet. And the man to watch is in lane 5, Harvey Glance of the United States. He won a gold medal in the 1976 Olympic Games. He was the leadoff man for the U.S. 4x100 meter relay team. And Glance with an excellent start. Harvey Glance is out in front. Challenged by Antoine Richard, but it is Glance going away. And at the tape, Richard leading against Mario Zuliani of Italy, possibly a photo for second place, as Harvey Glance is the winner.
Charlie, one of the keys to sprinting is upper body strength. And Harvey Glance at 5'7.5" and 147 pounds can bench press 350 pounds. Look at the shoulders on that young man, and he can really use that strength as he drives for the tape.
And here are the official results in the men's 100 meters. Harvey Glance, the winner, a time of 10.27. Antoine Richard of France is second. Mario Zuliani of Italy third. Now let's go to Mike. He's with the winner.
A little bit of history.
Oh, yeah.
First male athlete to win in a big meet like this in China.
I'll tell you, it's a great thrill to be over here in the first place, you know. There's not too many people that get a chance to come over here and compete in a competition in China, let alone this visit, you know. I think that right now is the starting point of something great. I hope that American team will look forward to coming here in the near future.
Congratulations.
And my congratulations to Harvey Glance. Now let's move to the pole vault. Tom Hintonhouse of the United States. His first attempt at 16 feet 8 3/4 inches. And he clears it. Hintonhouse, the 1980 U.S. Olympic Trials champion. And Mike, Harvey Glance is still enjoying that win.
Charlie, Harvey's victory lap is typical of the tremendous reception the Americans are receiving in China, and that includes my broadcast partner.
This is Chin, and I'm Charlie. And if you turn it around, we're Charlie Chin. Chin, will you say Sports World? We'll be right back.
Sports World 很快就回来。
Well, I haven't really...
Still under record. Here's a look at the field, and it is led by Craig Masbach of the United States. Masbach had his finest moment at the Oslo Mile a little over a year ago, and here he takes the early lead, and this is a change of tactics for Craig, because normally he likes to sit back in the pack, but here he goes out in front very quickly. Colin Reitz of Great Britain goes with him, and running third is Heino Lipsuna of Finland. Craig Masbach is 25 years of age, 6'1", 150 pounds, and he is a graduate of Princeton. Recently, he has been running throughout Europe, and earlier I had a chance to talk with Craig, and here are his thoughts on this historic event.
You know, athletes have been thrown into an unfamiliar position this year, that of playing a big role in politics, and I think that we're truly ambassadors from the United States and from the Western world to China. We're coming here, we're lending their show significance. Their invitation to the world has been accepted. At the same time, they're picking our brains. They want to know how to train, what the new techniques are, how we've come to be in strong position in the world athletics field. At the same time, they've been very gracious hosts and have been very honest with us, telling us the strengths and the weaknesses of their country. It's an honor to be here, but it's a thrill to be here to take part in what is a bit of history.
And as a bit of personal history, Craig Masbach out in front, and he has been leading from the gun, now being challenged by Colin Reitz.
Charlie, the first lap split was 56-3 by Masbach, and that's kind of taken the heart out of the rest of the field, except for Colin Reitz, who's right on his shoulder.
So Colin Reitz now challenging Craig Masbach, and Colin Reitz of Great Britain takes the lead. He is 20 years of age, just over 6'1", and weighs in at 161 pounds. And you can see now this has developed into a two-man race. And as Craig Masbach mentioned in the interview, this has been an exchange of ideas between athletes. Well, it's also been an exchange of ideas between those of us in the television business, between NBC and China Television, as this is the first track meet they have ever covered.
Charlie, this is the point in the race where the head takes over from the heart. If you haven't got the heart for the 1,500 meters, you're back in the pack. So now it follows that you begin your strategy for that final kick. When do I start to break my opponent so that I can win the race?
In the pack, trailing the leaders, Colin Reitz of Great Britain and Craig Masbach of the United States. But they are yet to make a challenge. Ilg of West Germany, Begua of France, Marajo of France, and Lipsinen of Finland. The bell lap, 1 lap to go. Colin Reitz of Great Britain, the leader. Basically a steeplechaser in the Olympic Games, a personal best of 8:29.8 in the semifinals, but he did not make the finals. But here he leads in the men's 1,500 meters. He has 2 meters on Craig Masbach.
Charlie, after a slow second lap, Reitz has really picked it up. He's at 2:59.2 after 3, and that's about a 3:42 pace for 1,500.
Just under 200 meters to go. Reitz is pulling away.
After that fast start by Masbach, is he tired? He just looked over his shoulder, Charlie.
And that may mean that he is settling for second place. Does not figure that he can outkick Colin Reitz down the final straight. Reitz is waving to the crowd, just as his countryman and the world record holder, Steve Ovett, always does. Colin Reitz wins it. Craig Masbach finishes second. Didier Begua of France finishes third.
Charlie, the official results are in, and Colin's winning time, 3:41 flat. And not that bad a time when you realize that these track athletes peaked for the Olympic Games in July.
Now let's move over to the pole vault. Next up is Brian Hooper of Great Britain. And here at Workers Stadium in Peking, the fans are very intense. And he clears 16.8 3/4. So Brian Hooper joins Tom Hittenhouse for the United States at that height. Now let's go to Mike at the men's high jump pit.
Charlie, the high jump results are in. And Ben Fields, who won the U.S. Olympic trials, was the winner today with this jump at 7.4½. DiGiorgio of Italy also cleared 7.4½, but Fields was declared the winner on fewer total attempts. You got that figured, Charlie?
Mike, I'm still trying to work out the official results. Can you help me, Chow?
Very simple, Charlie.
The only thing that I can do is get us to commercial. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, now.
She has 115 kilograms on the...
Jones and Mike Hafner. We're back in China for more track and field. And just moments ago, the U.S. women's 4x100 relay team met with disaster. And Mike Hafner was there.
Charlie, the NBC camera crew and I were right at the second exchange point. And the number 2 U.S. runner, Robin Campbell, made a perfect pass to the number 3, Lorna Ford. But as you can see here, she just dropped the baton. But that's the history of U.S. relay teams. And this team has only practiced once, one time in the parking lot of the hotel. Next, the men's 4x100.
In the women's 4x100, Great Britain went on to win. In the men's 4x100, the United States in lane 8, they are the favorites. Willie Smith, the U.S. 400-meter champion, he was second in the U.S. Olympic trials, is leading on. And he stretches the margin as he hands to Harvey Glantz. Glantz earlier won the 100 meters here in Peking as the U.S. team is out in front. Running third is Fred Taylor, the two-time NAIA champion at 400 meters. Stanley Floyd will be anchoring. Pietro Manet of Italy will be anchoring. And Harold Schmidt of West Germany will be anchoring. But it is Stanley Floyd pulling away. And the United States wins the men's 4x100, with Italy finishing second. Great Britain comes in third, and France finished fourth in this exciting event. The official time for the United States, 38.86.
Charlie, all the children were watching when Tom Hittenhouse was at the Great Wall. All of the fans now are watching as our Great Wall vaulter, Tom Hittenhouse, tries for the last time his third and final attempt at 17.4½. Tom with a great speed down the runway. He's up and I thought he had it, but the bar comes down. Let's take another look in slow motion. That looked awfully close at 17.4½. Again, Hittenhouse with his great speed, and that's one of his big assets. But as you see here in the slow motion, he didn't quite have it at all. He was looking for that bar that would hang up.
Here is the field in the men's 110-meter high hurdles. The man to watch in lane 4, Guy Drew of France, the 1976 Olympic champion. He'll be challenged by Dan Levitt of the United States in lane 2. But it is Guy Drew who gets out very quickly. In lane 7, Wilbert Greaves of Great Britain. But it is Guy Drew. Drew is pulling away from the field. Levitt falls back as Guy Drew wins it. Wilbert Greaves of Great Britain is second. Giuseppe Bottari of Italy is third.
Guy Drew is on the comeback trail after retiring, and he told me that he's going to be in the 1984 Olympics as a decathlete. And with this kind of determination in the hurdles, watch this great power of this great French athlete. He could be in the 1984 Olympics.
And Guy also told us if he's not in the games, he'll be on the beaches of Southern California. These are the Cloisonne vases that are being awarded to the outstanding track and field athletes. And Guy Drew, the winner of the high hurdles, will be taking one home. His official time, 13.85. Dan Levitt of the United States finished fifth.
And Charlie, while we were watching the hurdles, Brian Hooper of Great Britain cleared 17.8½ to win the pole vault. And our wall record holder, Tom Hittenhouse, in his grueling 41st meet of the season, finished a disappointing fifth.
Scholars estimated the Great Wall once stretched more than the circumference of the earth. Mao Zedong established the People's Republic of China in 1949. Tiananmen Square in downtown Peking covers 100 acres. In the center, the monument to the people's heroes, stretching 118 feet high. Mao's tomb occupies the most prominent location in the square. And now this nation of 1 billion people is attempting to develop a modern economy, industry, agriculture, and tourism. And so what we are seeing is the emerging of China to the Western culture. They have opened their doors to Americans. And what could be more American than this? We'll be back with more track and field from Peking, but now back to Mike Adamley.
Back here in Costello Gymnasium on the Lowell University campus, the women have traded in their velvets and furs for knee wraps and, in this case, a weight belt. This is Pam Meister's second attempt at 55 kilograms in the bench press.
55 kilos. Right, she's already missed it once, and this is crucial. To miss your opener is very serious. Come on now, Pam. Oh, no. She's not moving at all. This is really serious. If she misses again, she's out.
Mike Adamley and Larry Pacifico here at the very first World Women's Powerlifting Championship, and this woman, Pam Meister, a national champ in 78 and 79, is having her problems.
What she means there, she went out. She put her grip wider, but it's not wide enough. And she's going down, stopping, and no explosion off the chest at all. It's dead. See? The only way you're going to get it.
Can I have some plates under my feet? I needed plates both times.
Now this may help her a bit. What this means is she won't have to stretch to the floor so far, and it'll improve her leverages or her arch. This is very important that she get this here. If she doesn't, she is bombed out, as we call it, out of the competition. All that training down the drain for nothing.
Third and final attempt at 55 kilos, 122 pounds. 24 years old from Santa Monica, California.
Still a narrow grip. Push it. Come on. Come on. Mike, I don't know. I think she lifted her hips.
Her reaction says it all. Now, what does bombing out mean? Is she out? Does she get to compete in the deadlift?
She just gets to watch. Watch what happens. I think her hips may have lifted off the bench. Yep, there they go. See them? Oh, that's a shame.
Uncharacteristic performance for Pam Meister. Larry's with her right now.
Why do you think this happened to you today?
Maybe my psych was off. Maybe, you know, I'm tired of excuses, and I don't really think there's an excuse for this one. I've peaked a lot this year. I tell you what, I like it. I liked it. I had a good time, even though I didn't do as well as I normally would do. I personally don't see how you can lay down and do a lift. Personally, I think you should stand up and do your lifts. It's just, yeah, I don't have any excuses, no dumb excuses. I had a little bit of an injury, but it really shouldn't have held me back that much. I let my head hold me back, and I still love it. I'll try again.
Pam may be calm on the outside, but Larry, I think she's still burning inside. So the native Australian from Perth, Sue Roberts, will be going one-on-one against the bar. Now, she has already made 55 kilos, the weight that Pam Meister missed on. This is 60 kilograms, the equivalent of 132 pounds.
Watch the form on this. Nice wide grip. Notice how wide it is. That makes the stroke a lot less. Nice pause. A lot of power. Beautiful extension. That's the way to do a bench press. Very good.
3 white lights for the judges. A perfect lift for Sue Roberts.
She's well on her way. Watch this lift now. Mark them straight down, right over the elbows. Wide grip. Waits for the clap. Just powers it up. Lots of strength there.
Sue's boyfriend, Paul Jordan's going to be mighty happy with her performance. He's sort of a friend of ours here on Sports World. He's the frenzied blonde gentleman you see every week in our opening. There's a lot more action still to come from Lowell and the Women's World Powerlifting Championships. Also, the women's 800-meter run with Madeline Manning-Mims, along with the men's 200-meter dash from China. The first
From us.
Mike, what would be your lasting impression of China?
Charlie, there's no doubt it'll be the bicycle. It's like a Los Angeles freeway with 1 million bikes. They even have bicycle traffic jams.
The whole rhythm of the city moves to the beat of these machines. And when you arrived at Workers Stadium, you did not see a car parking lot. It was a bicycle parking lot. The women's high jump has just been completed.
The world record holder at 6'7", Sarah Simeone, watches as her main competition throughout the afternoon. Colleen Renstra of the USA makes her third and final attempt at 6'3½". And the 20-year-old from Arizona State just needs an extra kick of the heel or she'd have had the height. But the day was all Simeone's. And here you see the former ballerina from Italy easily clearing 6'4¾ and that was the winning height. Renstra of the U.S. cleared 6'2½" for second place, and Zheng Dazhen of the People's Republic of China was over at 6'1¼ to finish third.
And now we're getting ready for the next running event. And by the way, the tickets here, they cost 15 cents American. The women's 800 meters, and in lane 4 is Madeline Manning-Mims of the United States, the American record holder. Madeline, who is 32 years of age, won the gold medal in the 1968 Olympic Games at Mexico City. 5 times she has been the national champion at 800 meters, but with a ladies' prerogative, she's retired 5 times, but each time she's changed her mind. And she does like to lead from the gun. And Madeline Manning Mims moves out in front. Running in second place is Bridget Friedman of West Germany. She is the world champion at 3,000 meters. In third is Gabriella Dorio of Italy, who was 8th in the Olympic Games at this distance. And fourth is Yvonne Hanus of Finland. Madeline Manning Mims is leading the group as we come to the front straight. Last night at the Athletes Banquet, Madeline received a standing ovation for a cappella rendition of Dream the Impossible Dream. And that could well be the signature of her career. The bell left.
Madeline Manning has run 5 of the top 10 U.S. times in the 800. And Charlie, she's out in 60.4, and she could break 2 minutes.
Madeline Manning Mims leading. Bridget Friedman continues in second. Gabriella Dorio of Italy is running third. Yvonne Hanus continues in fourth. But now Friedman is pushing Madeline Manning Mims down the back straight. And here comes Gabriella Dorio of Italy as she challenges for second. And she takes over second place and sets her sights on Madeline Manning Mims.
Dorio, now in second place, was the first woman from a non-Eastern European country to break 4 minutes in the 1500, and she also finished 4th in the 1500 meters at the Olympics. But at this shorter distance, does she have the kick to catch Madeline Manning Mims?
She goes after Madeline down the final straight, but Mims holds off Dorio. It'll be Madeline Manning Mims. She wins it. Finishing second is Gabriella Dorio, and Bridget Friedman comes in third in the women's 800 meters.
Madeline said she's going to retire after 1980, but 1980 has been such a success. She says she'll compete in 1981, setting her sights on the World Cup in Rome. Madeline's winning time, 1:59.9, the 7th fastest in U.S. history.
And now the man we've been waiting for in the outside lane, Pietro Manea of Italy, world record holder at 200 meters. Manea, the winner of the gold medal at Moscow, the finest curve runner in the history of this event. Inside lane 3 is Fred Taylor of the United States. As he challenges, they come off the turn. Manea down the final straight, pulling away from Fred Taylor. And Pietro Manea wins it going away with Taylor second and Eva Dong of China finishing third.
Watch Manea's shoulders. Curve runners tend to drag that outside shoulder, but Manea gets his shoulder square to the turn, and that beats the centrifugal force. And that's why he's the greatest in the world at this distance. His winning time of 20.03 ranks among the top 10 in history. And the third place finish of the Chinese sprinter bodes well for their future.